the coast to coast, baby.
Yes, where we give you everything, entertainment, pop culture, and news.
Yes, certainly. And like any other day, we got a few topics for you guys today. Today we're talking about the pilot that was shot down in Iran and got rescued. We're talking about Trump's deadline for letting the hellfires loose.
Right.
That deadline has passed.
Yes, and now he's just moved it further again.
And it just moved it further.
Right.
And we're talking about Pooh, Sheisty, Kidnaps, Gucci Mane.
Yeah, we're talking about Jake Paul saying that he might come back with blackface because of Druski.
We also got East Londoners burning down the city because of an alleged Nigerian Igbo king coronation.
Talking about the South African divorce rates going up and how nobody no longer wants to get hitched.
Yeah, man. And of course, we're also talking about the South African National Defense Forces that have been sent out to the hoods to clean up the crime and extortion in the South African township. Let's get straight into it, my brother. How you doing?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm nice.
Surviving the thought, man.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Let's get straight into it.
So, yes, going straight into it. U.S. has rescued a crew member that was shot down. The first plane that was shot down since the war has gone on that we know of.
Really?
Yes, he was rescued. President Netanyahu patted Trump on the back for clean rescue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess it's good.
Tricky one, you know? Yeah, I guess it's good, you know? It's crazy because, yeah, you know, we're in this situation where, because essentially the troops and soldiers and people carrying out the missions for your Trumps and things like that, you know, these are not bad people, you know what I mean? So it's such a tricky situation with this sort of like headline, right? Because it's like, of course, we don't want troops to die, you know, but like, yeah, man, it's a tricky one, but we're glad that man is safe.
Yeah. Cool. So on to the next one. Speaking of the war still, Trump has pushed back the deadline once again. The deadline for him raining hellfire on Iran was supposed to be today. And now it is pushed back 48 hours till 8 p.m. tomorrow.
Crazy. Was it supposed to be April 6th?
It was supposed to be April 6th.
Did he say that?
He said that.
That's crazy.
He said that on his True Social, and he posted once again on True Social that he's giving them another 48 hours. So we don't know what's going to go on, if hell is going to break loose or he's going to push it back once again to save the Dow. We know how important the Dow is. The Dow is more important than anything.
Dude, I mean, one, I heard that he's bluffing, honestly, because the only other option with Iran, honestly, could be to just, you know, go extreme and do this hellfire threat thing, right? Because, you know, because Iran immediately elected the Ayatollah's son in his place, so it's like they didn't even do anything with murdering the Ayatollah.
Yeah.
So they're back on square one, and Iran is very stubborn and resistant. But I do hope that it doesn't get to that point, you know. I do hope it doesn't get to that point.
I just know it's to a point we don't even know. I think it's funny how everything is usually planned over the weekend when the Dow can't be messed with, you know what I'm saying? And the ability to save face on Monday is a lot easier than something happening midweek and there being immediate reaction. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
So it's just
they've definitely been manipulating
100%.
But that's literally one of the many egregious things that your Trumps are doing. Like they've actually been earning a lot because they've been able to they're not predicting the markets, they control what's going to happen. They know exactly what's going to happen.
Right.
And they've been cashing in for months now.
Yeah.
You know, ever since his second term started.
Yeah.
You know, they've been cashing in on the markets.
Crazy.
Mad stuff. So yeah, guys, and then our next topic, of course, is Jake Paul and Theo Von want revenge for Erika.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
What?
So, I mean, so Jake Paul.
First of all, Theo Von, we're disappointed because
Theo
Von wasn't he kind of like in the community or like kind of like accepted?
Theo was accepted, man. Theo, and the thing is, Theo, this is once again, man. We don't come here to do a black and white thing. If anything, we're here to unite everybody. You know what I'm saying? So we just kind of like put pressure on certain points that I feel like needed on it. And so Theo was accepted, has been accepted by black culture, and he's not even white. He's Nicaraguan. So that's why he doesn't look quite white. You're like, what are you? You feel me? And so seeing him have Jake Paul on his podcast, and how he was very thin, like
he was very on the fence.
Yeah, he's walking a fine line.
He should have been like, he should know. He should have been like, listen, it was satire, it was a skit.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we talking about doing it back? Because Jake Paul said, I've been calling my makeup artist, I want to do it back. Do it back. I've never in my life seen a comedian do a skit, big satire piece, and then have a certain community be like, we gotta do it back. And I've never seen that before.
I was paying immense attention to how he was saying things and what he was saying. And there's spaces where he says things and you're like, okay, he get that makes sense that he said that. Because there'll be times where Jake will say something and he'd kind of be like, I don't know about that. But there's also times that Jake will say things and you would think he'd be like, nah, it should be like this or it should be like that. And he put his hands up, which is very convenient for somebody to do, you know what I mean?
You could see that if those cameras were off, all types of things being said.
Right.
You could just, tell that like he's not free, none of them is just talking freely. Which is crazy. You can always see when you guys are not talking freely. Which means y'all be saying other things behind closed doors. And the thing is, just don't be listening. Just come out and say exactly what you want to say.
Right.
Like you want to say the word? Say it. Just say it.
I don't advise that.
I say it with you.
But Jake, I think Jake is just trying to claw his way back to relevancy because of, the ass whooping he took.
Yeah, I think AJ beat his brakes off too bad. I think he's busy.
Still hurt.
Brother, you're not a comedian. Why are you talking about makeup and doing a skit back? What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Right.
Fuck out of here.
Do that.
It's crazy. Guys, you see, I'm a South African dude that has studied a lot of American history, bro. The average South African has no idea what Jim Crow is. Put those two words together, they have no idea what the hell that is.
They had apartheid, so they
don't know and I love to sort of compare South African racist history with American racist history. Mm-hmm. It's in terms of the horrors and the pain that was caused to people.
There's parallels.
You can't compare that.
Yeah.
But there's certain things that to me is so insane, and I think it's also due to the fact that in America it's majority is whites, right? So you can imagine that in a majority white country that is racist to the core you can imagine. Mm-hmm. So study your American history. Look at all these weird caricatures they made. Look at cinema. The first big movie ever to be made was a movie called
The Birth of a Nation.
The Birth of a Nation and things like that. So basically, do your research in American history, man, because they try to erase it, by the way. And that's why these guys come out of nowhere and they want to defend these sort of things, because it's a narrative war, it's a story war, and because they feel like this is an attack on them, and it's not an attack on them. They
know it's not. Everybody has somebody that's telling them the narrative to go on. They know it's not.
Yeah.
They know it's not. Anyways, moving on.
Pooh Sheisty.
So
Kidnaps.
I love that we're transitioning from that into this, so our viewers understand that we will never be dumb enough to be in a space where it's a race war. We're all the human race. We're just different pigmentations. We're the last people that are going to be somebody that helps push this narrative of racial wars. That's the last thing. Yeah. So, that being said, on our next subject, Pooh Sheisty kidnapping Gucci Man and robbing Gucci. We want to say how dumb this shit is, because this is the exact reason that we even are still in these stigmas, is because when they see us doing things to each other, even though there's white on white crime, even though there's this on this crime, there's so many, ours gets highlighted to the umpteenth degree because they want us to stay in these stigmas. It's so dumb that, like, bro, first off, homie still had I think he still had his ankle bracelet on. How do you not, like, you identified yourself, my boy, you know what I mean? And it's like, dog, because being in the music industry, you know how messed up a lot of these deals are, you know what I'm saying? But when you're in the hood or you're coming from a very impoverished state, you're trying to claw your way out of the bucket, out of the barrel, you know what I mean?
Yes,
so if somebody offers you a way out.
And just before you continue, so I want you to outline the reason why. So Sheisty kidnaps Gucci Mane.
Gucci who? Gucci Mane?
For what reason again?
I guess supposedly because he's been trying to get out his deal.
For the record deal.
The record
so he had a really, I guess a record deal that he didn't like.
Yeah.
So he wanted to get out of it.
He wanted to get out of it. And so this was retaliation. Now, some may say, who Sheisty? There's no cap in his rap. Quite literally, because he talks the talk and walks.
Now he really walked the walk.
Hey,
it's
you know
crazy.
what I mean? But it's like, bro, come on, bro.
Yeah, guys, honestly, I'm really looking forward to the end of this era. It's been too long.
Yeah.
Already, like, hip hop does not have any songs on the Billboard charts. You know, especially on the top 10 and things like that. There's no hip hop songs and things like that. I'm excited about this particular time, and especially in terms of like hip hop and things like that, bro.
Yeah.
For too long, we've kind of been glorifying bad behavior.
It's unfortunate that, you know, it came to this in the sense of like, yeah, man, you know, being in a shitty deal is fucked up. You feel me? And you expect somebody that you look up to, like a hometown hero like Gucci. You know what I'm saying? You expect him to be on your side and be like, hey, bro, like we're gonna try and get it situated.
Better deals.
I think we since we went through so much.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I might go to a black-owned business and be like, hey, bro, let me get a hookup. Because we didn't have our 40 acres in a mule.
Yeah.
White people, on the other hand, they did a lot to empower themselves. So there's never them one person going to a white business and be like, hey, let me get a hookup. Because they usually have all their eggs in a room.
Yeah, they got the structures.
They got everything good. So they're like, oh, I don't need a hookup because I got the, I already got the funding.
Yeah.
So it's I know Pooh was probably hurting away, and that's why it took him to a crazy space to do this. But
that's why I signed that contract.
Yeah.
And then eventually was like, man, this contract is some disrespectful.
Yeah. And that's the music industry for you. And it's shitty, but it is what it is.
But it's been like that for such a long time.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But homie literally could have went and got a defense lawyer for him getting out of his contract, but now he's getting a defense lawyer for facing life in prison. Like,
bro, he just came out of jail.
Yeah, bro. It doesn't make no sense, bro.
Yeah.
The streets are dead, bro. Go get your CDL. Go get your CDLs, bro. Like you said, it's lit. It's a lit time, bro. I think
over with.
I think
that era is over with.
I think Charleston, the rap white, Mr. Splinter himself, is on to something because, bro.
Hey yo, Charleston.
And it's so funny because people don't know Charleston White used to be like a Congress guy. He would go speak in front of Congress. He was doing active work in the
black community. He was a real ass black sort of activist,
exactly.
Black human rights activist sort of guy.
Yeah.
And he used to, because he changed his whole demeanor and everything so that he can reach more people. Because we so addicted to a spectacle, to the ratchet stuff, which is crazy stuff. So he had to rebrand himself.
And that's what people started listening.
What colonialism does, for example, is that they're gonna paint you as uneducated, barbaric, you harm yourselves, you do all these bad things, therefore it's okay for them to come and do whatever they want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The reason why they perpetuate these identities about us is because they want to be able to do whatever they want with us.
Right. So as long as they're helping keep pushing the narrative, they're like, oh, we can come in. Y'all are already divided, so it's not hard to conquer y'all. And conquer and divide. That's
What do you mean police brutality? I mean, these people are rapping about killing themselves all the day.
So it's justified. Yeah.
It's not police brutality. brutality is justified. They are like that. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
So the era is over, man. We have some real musicians in this world, bro, that don't get the recognition. We've been giving recognition to criminals for years now, bro.
I mean, it's funny
for years, bro.
Even like how like Kendrick, he raps very dicey, but you'll never see Kendrick in any of these situations. Ever. You know what I mean? And like he raps hella dicey, you know what I mean? And you don't have to perpetuate the hate and the killing and the diss to still be braggadocious. To still, and you can be braggadocious all you want in your stuff and not perpetuate that in real life. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to be that, you feel me? And it's like, bro, like, well, until we get past that, they're never gonna give us our just respect, bro. Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah, man. And to segue about crime, you know, in South Africa, the South African National Defence Force has sent out some troops, deployed some troops to actually go into the townships. So townships are sort of like South Africa's equivalent of the hood, right? So South Africa has got some of the worst crime in the entire world. Murder rates are crazy. And so for the first time ever, well, it's kind of like the second time actually, our government has released the army to go out in the hoods and try to help out with the crime, extortion. There's also a lot of extortion in South African townships, whereby if you run a business, they come through to, hey man, you gotta pay up or else somebody will come and, you know, F your shit up. Like, ain't nobody gonna do that. Trust me. Somebody got to do it. You know, so the extortion is bad, man. Like, you know, it's very difficult for life for people in townships in South Africa. It's like a whole different lifestyle. So we're happy, I guess, to see that. We hope it'll work. We hope it's a real effort. I'm seeing parallels with the El Salvadorian situation. Where they cracked down heavily on crime. I hope they can actually do that, bro. Because again, we believe that the powers that be don't actually want to see black communities of people of color, because in South Africa we're black and colored, right? They don't want to see those people thrive. They perpetually build more liquor stores and do things to disrupt those neighborhoods. So I quite don't believe this is happening, and I'll believe it when I see it and the results. You know, there's actually no crime in the hood anymore. You know. True. Man. You've been to the hood in South Africa?
I have. I've been to Google that too.
You've been to Google that too? Where else?
I think Google's the only place I've been.
Google's the only place you have? You sure? And how was it?
Google, it's chill, bro.
Chill, man.
It's chill, like, you know what I'm saying?
Weren't too bad?
Nah. They definitely tell me, like, don't go like 10, 20 minutes this way or it'll get really bad.
What's the roughest looking hood? I'm saying looking. What's the roughest looking hood you ever been to? I know you've been to a lot of different places in the world.
Nah, I think past, like, cause we drive like past the Brownsville area. They say Brownsville. I think that's probably the worst.
Oh, here in Cape Town?
Yeah,
Cape Town has some really bad places.
Yeah, when you see the shacks, you know people are struggling, but they're hungry, bro.
You know they're hungry,
Yeah, man. And it's by design. You know what I mean? It's by design. So it's like, you understand it, right? But at the same time, bro,
it's by design.
Us doing that to each other, bro, they're just gonna be like, they're just gonna keep forcing us into this small space, and it's like, y'all figure it out, and y'all can keep doing it to each other as long as we don't have to see it, bro. So it's like,
I can tell you guys right now, I'm a Xhosa guy from the Eastern Cape in South Africa. Right, Xhosa, right? So there's like a small village there. I mean, there's like villages there and things like that. There's cities as well. And there's like, it's mostly where the homelands are. Bro, I'm telling you right now, dog, no matter how much they try, poverty, ignorance, all these bad things are not synonymous to us as black people. We're not inherently like that. I'll tell you that right now, my boy. We are not that, you know. Like, that's always a conscious effort, bro. Like, because if you go to like the homelands where I'm from, bro, even Limpopo and stuff like that, big, beautiful houses, people are self-sufficient, they farm, they do everything. In South Africa, the apartheid government had to come in and put heavy taxes and laws when people were like alright, cool, we just work our own lands and chill then.
Yeah.
They were like, oh hell no, y'all gotta come and work these mines.
Yeah.
So they put heavy taxes on them, got them out of there, they had to go work those mines. So again, as some of y'all know, whenever we try to just be self-sufficient, do our own thing, people from the outside of the account disrupt that and then push a narrative that we are useless, we can't do anything for ourselves.
Systematically put in place. Yeah, systematically put in place. And that's why we speak on both ends, we speak on the end knowing that, you know, we can't do X, Y, and Z because they're expecting us to, but we also shed light on the fact that they're the reason that we're even in this situation. It's systematically put into place, so we didn't thrive. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's kind of two-edged sword. It sucks, but we have to understand these things and still, once again, you know, overcome. So man.
We have to overcome, bro. And you know, on the topic of Eastern Cape and all that stuff, let's segue to our other topic here, which is South Africans. So East Londoners, people in East London are burning their own city down due to a claim that an Igbo Nigerian king was being coronated. I don't know if you've heard about this story. I
have not heard about this story.
You part Igbo, right?
I am, that's why
I'm
laughing right now.
You're like, fuck it out.
I'm so curious as to what you're about to say.
So East London is going crazy right now. The story is that like a Igbo Nigerian king was being coronated. So a king was being sort of what's the word? Not knighted, but like a king was being raised in East London. So obviously the people are losing their mind. Like, how can you come here in a foreign land and become a king and coronate a king?
Right.
Please let me know down below what's the story, because I've seen a few things and I've seen that it's not the case. They were not actually coronating a king. They were doing whatever cultural event, you know, which people all over the world will be able to do. Are able to do their cultural stuff. You know, it's a free world. But I think this was misinterpreted as a coronation. Let me know down the comments if it's wrong. If I'm wrong. My thing is, why are East Londoners burning property? And two, I know a smoke screen when I see one. We're very preoccupied in South Africa currently with Dudula and immigration stuff. And I'm curious as to, I wonder what it is that we are being distracted from. What's really going on? Because at the end of the day, bro, just protect the borders, bro. Just always protect the borders. But in terms of immigration and foreigners in and out of South Africa, I mean, there's nothing entirely new there, bro. The only thing that's new is the current narrative these days of just immigration as a whole, and like this big stance on immigration. And if you know anything, you know that it's largely a farce. In America, it's a farce. The Mexicans and South Americans, they don't fucking affect any white American or any other American in a negative way at all. They actually add more to the GDP. They actually help for more jobs to be created. Just across the board, man. Like there's this stance on immigration, which again, I'm not saying people should just be let in countries, willy-nilly. There shouldn't be any rules, but we know that there's bigger problems, and the bigger issues to be focused on than immigration. So I wonder what it is that we're being distracted from. And East Londoners, stop burning your own shit because you mad at somebody else. That's always like so stupid. Why do we do that?
Yeah. On to the next topic. Speaking of things that are burning, relationships are burning in South Africa.
Relationships are burning in South Africa and in the world. I would say, because I believe that probably in the US as well. Yeah. So basically, what's happening is that South Africans are no longer interested in getting hitched, getting married, and divorces.
Yeah, so rates
on the rise.
Rates are the highest they've been since 2018. Up 8.9%. So I don't quite understand what's going on, but it's probably due to the information that's getting out. I think South Africa, there's a lot of domestic violence. Yeah, and there's a lot of there's a lot of grapes. You know what I'm saying, that go down.
Yeah.
Statistically.
I think there's a lot of factors. I think we need like a whole episode to talk about just like relationships, right, in 2026 from, you know, premarital relationships all the way to married relationships. I think it's so obviously a lot of the divorces are from the wives, right? So the wives are the ones that are initiating the divorces most of the time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the world has opened up in a big way. So a lot of people that would endure a lot of bad stuff in marriages, they're not enduring it anymore. Because they become aware that no, you don't have to endure. You know, there's a whole world and a life that you can live beyond this marriage if it's just not that great. Toxicity from men, toxicity from women, because men don't want to get married because they feel like, oh shucks. So you just, whenever it's convenient, you're gonna leave me and take half my stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the women are like, well, if you're abusive and you're cheating, I gotta leave you. And then, you know, it's a back and forth thing. You know, you and I haven't really talked too much about relationships and the sort of gender war that's been happening, perpetuated by your red pill guys and everything else. We need to speak about those things.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, but we'll see if we get situated eventually somehow. Maybe we get rid of social media, that'll help. But
yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to some good news, you know what I'm saying? Before
Yes, sir.
Still in South Africa, South African doctor.
It's Mashudu Tifalaro.
Tifalaro, okay. Yeah, he cures deafness with 3D printing. He began developing a groundbreaking idea using 3D printing technology to create implants that could replace the tiny bones in the middle ear known as the ossicles.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah, man. It's
Black guy.
Yeah.
Shout out.
This actually happened in 2019, but for some reason there wasn't coverage on it. So
it's not known.
It's now just getting traction, but I feel like there's something that we should have known a long time ago.
Yeah.
And, I think it's just
because like this is like world news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no one in the world had cured deafness as effective as this guy has.
Yeah.
So it's a big story.
Yeah. Also, now in Uzbekistan. Speaking of the divorces, I think this is something great that this country is doing. They're making that whoever raises their hand against women will be forced to leave the country without the right to return. It's crazy that sometimes I think being in a relationship, sometimes you do want to hit your girl. You're like, man, if I could just box her up. But as a man, you know, that is the cardinal sin to ever put your hand on a woman. You know what I mean? As a man, though the men that do put their hands on women are usually men that aren't really men.
No, you're not right in your head, bro. 'Cause like, my thing is, I mean, come on. Because the thing is, bro, as men, you know how we be like. If a guy would touch a woman in front of us right now, bro, we on his ass right now. So it's such a risk to do that. Like just leave, bro, or something. Like why would you strike a woman? And it'd be the Sims, bro. It'd be the men that feel like I've done so much for you. I gave you everything, and then cheat on me, and they lose their shit.
You know, it always has a way of sorting itself out. You know what I mean? You might see the girl, you don't put your hands on her, you go about your way, you practice, spirituality, keep it moving, you end up seeing shorty down and bad somewhere, and that is how you get your justice. You know what I mean? Your justice isn't through like putting physical harm on another woman. So man, shout out Uzbekistan. Also in that same region, Kazakhstan, they now are making sure convicted pedophiles get castrated 6 months before they're released from prison. The order has been officially signed by the Minister of Health. So I know my Epsteiners are trembling right now. You definitely don't want to go to Kazakhstan. I think we should definitely make this a worldwide rule.
It should be, bro. Because but it needs to be like the accused needs to be guilty without any reasonable doubt.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Bro.
There shouldn't be a doubt.
But do you know I've been kind of falsely accused of SA, bro. Me, bro. By some crazy.
Yeah. No, these things happen. Crazy,
bro.
Yeah, wild women out
I was
here.
younger. I remember I was so shocked, bro. I was so shocked, and like I will always hate that person very, 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 very much. I never did find out what the hell it was about. You know what I mean? And it happened in a weird, peculiar way because she told her boyfriend. She had a boyfriend. You know, and both these people look kind of like Down syndrome. She told her boyfriend, and this one day we used to go to we used to do this course, 1 year course together. So this one day she calls she calls me right from the basement, like the room we're in was the basement, and then I go up and she introduces me to her boyfriend. She's like, okay, and then I meet this guy. The guy's like, hey man, how's it? And so like, you know, my girl here is telling me that there's something going on between you guys. Something going on between us. What are you talking about? Yeah, she tells me that you've been essaying her. Bro, I remember I was so shook, bro, that I immediately went to sort of our officials, the people that manage the course and things like that, to be like, yo, have you heard about this? Have you been told about this? No, I haven't been told about this. This crazy person went and told her boyfriend. It's crazy because it's a chick that was into me. I could tell that she was into me. She used to look at me in like crazy ways, and like I had somebody else there, so I was not even, and it's a person I would never even touch.
Yeah.
Brother! So there's a lot of false accusing out there, long story short.
Yes.
And we're the type of men that we hate that sort of thing, and we'd love to see the worst punishment for that type of thing. But me coming from experience, bro, I don't do believing just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like
it has to be without a reasonable doubt.
In my world, we don't just believe. We don't just believe up front.
Yeah.
There's Tolasmo. Tolasmo was falsely accused. A female judge exonerated him and said the accused is a pathological liar and a waste of state funds, this and that, because it was so blatantly obvious that she lied.
Yeah.
So with all these things, don't ever expect us to just believe without any hardcore proof and sort of things,
100%.
because a guy even like me would be done with if we live in that world. So please.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out Pakistan.
But shout out, bro.
And make sure, hopefully, that everybody that happens to is like 100%. Guilty.
No reasonable doubt,
Yeah, no
guilty,
reasonable doubt.
then I'm all for them being castrated, bro.
Yeah.
It's insane, bro.
Chop it off! You know what I'm saying?
that shit off, bro.
There's no space that you should ever be in this world.
Bro, they hurt children,
Yeah.
bro. That's what pisses me the most, bro. Because these predators hurt children,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
children
like,
are so innocent, dog.
that's if you feel like you can live on this earth and premeditate doing something like that to a child, bro, you gotta go.
And I love it that you get arrested, and then 6 months as you're about to leave,
they go on, just a reminder to free.
so as you want to get excited about leaving,
that's love. I love it. I love
it's
it.
beautiful.
I love it.
I just hope it never happens to anyone innocent.
Yeah, I think we need to get that in place for the Epstein indictment, for sure.
Which I believe they've just came out and said that no one is going to get booked for that.
Yeah.
Like the person that replaced Pam Bondi has already said that there will be no convictions.
Of course, they got exactly who they needed.
And it's funny because these conservatives, you've heard their views on women. They don't respect women, but they've somehow got all these women in these front roles, and all these women are getting fired and getting dismissed, so that now the conservative narrative can flourish again. See, these women, we had to fire them because they were no good. But they put them there anyway, in the first place for no reason. And then replaced them with, of course, a white man. And then, that's how they solve their problems. American voters.
We got our work out. Hey, that was another episode of Coast to Coast. I'm your boy Bryan.
And it's Ish.
Hey, yo, tell us in the comments what you would like for us to talk about next.
Yes, sir.
Please like, share, and comment. And yes, sir, we'll see you guys in the next one.
The next one.